Hi, welcome. Today I'm going to talk about burnout recovery. I want it to feel like I'm your friend who's on FaceTime or something, who's giving you some tips about self-compassion specifically today. I just did an outline a few days ago about burnout recovery, all of the steps that you see behind me, but I'm going to go through each one over the next few days or weeks, each of the steps to talk a little bit more about how to do them and so we can do them together. So first I'm going to start with a self-compassionate act and drink some water. I hope you have some and you can have some with me. Hi, I'm Brenna. I go by Sunflower sometimes now. I'm trying that out, so you might hear me refer to myself as Sunflower. But I am a disabled artist who is currently going through burnout, who has been through burnout a lot, and who pushed themselves instead of listening to their body, and it made my burnout a lot worse. So I want to keep you from making the same mistakes that I did with burnout recovery, and that's why I'm coming to you right now, even in my own burnout. The last video, I felt really ashamed because I had greasy hair and I hadn't put on like a new outfit and I couldn't wear makeup and all these things, this list of standards that doesn't apply to me right now while I'm in burnout. So I'm practicing that again and I'm feeling a little bit uncomfortable, but I'm trying to lower my standards for myself because that's what I'm teaching all of you guys. So today we're talking about self-compassion and actionable ways to do that, because some of us were taught that self-compassion is a sin, self-care is a sin. I don't believe that, but you might have been taught that. A lot of people were. I was. And you might have been taught that self-compassion is lazy, self-compassion is spoiled, self-compassion means you're entitled. No. Self-compassion is necessary. It's very, very necessary to live a full and healthy life. So today, let's take a deep breath and we're gonna let out some of the old stuff that we've thought about ourselves. All of the negativity that spirals around, the reason why you're clicking on this video, the stuff that's been in your head since it started. So let's just take a deep breath in. Ugh. Yuck. I hate all the expectations that we all have on us right now. Because it's not helping. It's not helping the situation. It's not helping you in burnout. It's not helping you produce better. None of that is helping. What can help? I wrote some stuff down. I have them here with me so I don't have to turn around and look at them, but you can see them back there. So the first tip that I have, if you don't know an actionable way to have self-compassion for yourself, because the only thing that you know how to do that is compassionate is stop completely. And that can be compassionate. And if you're in burnout, especially if you're in a higher level of burnout, I would recommend stopping completely because you might have to. But if that's your only tool for self-compassion, it's really good to have some more, to find some more tools. So one that I use is to speak with enough compassion for the child that you were. A lot of people have heard of inner child. You may not have an inner child. I mean, some people think that everyone does. That's a different topic. But you were a child once. And you may or may not have been spoken to with compassion. Maybe when you were a child, there wasn't a single adult or child, or there wasn't a single person, period, who treated you with compassion. How were you ever supposed to learn that? Your brain developed without having that skill. I have no blame or guilt here for you that you don't know how to do this, because I didn't either. That's why I had to learn. That's why I want to teach you, because it's a skill that I believe anyone can learn as long as they're taught. So speak with enough compassion for the child that you were. When you have the self-talk, probably what you were told, you're allowed to speak aloud a different narrative for your child to hear. Oh, I'm so lazy. No, I am not lazy. I'm a hard worker, and here is why. I choose not to believe that I am lazy today, because that is a compassionate act on myself, for myself. You're allowed to speak the things out loud that you wish you heard. Sometimes people have kids for this, like to fix the thing that their parents did inside of them, so they could say out loud the things to someone else that they wish that they heard. But that doesn't fix yours. It gives your kids a better foundation, and I'm really proud of you for breaking those cycles. But there's still you, and you matter. You matter enough for compassion for yourself. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe you don't believe you're worthy of your own compassion. I hope that you can believe that you are soon. The next thing I want to say is that every negative thought is unoriginal. So those things that come up when you're in burnout, or even when you're not in burnout, the negative self-speak, the spirals, all of that, maybe even things that you are hearing out loud around you, all that negativity, every negative thought is unoriginal. It's programmed in from somewhere, and it's a parroting of something that somebody learned and was too afraid to undo. You are not afraid to undo all of this. So you are. That's why you want to recover. You want to recover from your burnout. You want to have self-compassion. You want to learn all of these things. And wherever those negative thoughts come from, it's because they didn't want to unlearn it. So I'm really proud of you for choosing something different from yourself even. Maybe this is the first time you've even thought about having self-compassion, so I'm really proud of you. The next thing that I want to say is to protect your inner hope bearer. So maybe that is your inner child, or the child that you were. The child that I was didn't have a lot of hope, actually. The part of me that carries my hope is not the child that I speak to with compassion. I give that child hope, but there is a hope bearer in me. And for that part of me that still has hope for myself, that still believes that I am worthy, even if sometimes it's been like a shred of hope, I am so grateful for the ways that I'm able to speak up for that hope. That's a really confusing concept, but every time that you speak up against one of those negative thoughts or the negative narratives that are happening around you, you are speaking up and showing that hope bearer that lives inside of you that they do have something to hope for, that you are able to stand up for them, for yourself, and for the things that you believe in. And so every time you're able to use your voice, even if it's just in your room, even if it's in your bathroom, even if it's in the shower, in your car, outside in the woods where nobody hears you, using your voice to retrain your brain into the self-compassion that you deserved, the protection that you deserved, it's very, very powerful. And the more you do it on your own, the easier you're able to do it when other people bring that to you. You don't always have to tuck it away and figure it out later and just hold on to their negative thoughts. It's compassionate action for yourself to speak up and to protect your hope bearer that lives inside of you. The next thing I want to say is that in every moment, you are important enough to choose your needs. That child that you were, that was neglected or abused or forgotten, or the adult who was used by their job, told that they were nothing, told that they were lazy, told that they needed to produce in order to survive. In every moment, even if it's now for the first time, you are and you have been important enough to choose your needs, to choose the needs of every part of you. Not just the one that exists now that can do all of the work, that can hold it all on their shoulders, but just even the tiniest scraps inside of you, the pieces of humanity. All of you deserves to be seen, to be cared for, to have compassionate action for, and to care about your needs in every single moment. And a lot of times the only person who can do that is you. The person on the outside doesn't know what you've been through. They don't know how many lives you carry, but it's probably a lot. And the last thing that I want to share that makes my self-compassion easier is that anytime that you feel fear, guilt, blame, or shame, you can always choose self-compassion over justification. Yes, you can justify why that fear is there, why you should be afraid, why you should feel guilt, why you should feel shame. Yes, you are allowed to do that. You are allowed to justify why other people have mistreated you. Another thing that you can do is choose self-compassion. Say, yeah, that happened to me, that was real, but I don't have to justify it for them or for me. I can have compassion for myself now to say that felt really bad, and it still feels bad now, and I want to let it go, and I want to feel something different. That's beautiful self-compassion. Another few ways that you can do this tangibly, self-compassion for me, is holding a stuffy and giving it love, because I didn't, because it was childish. There's a lot of stuff that I didn't do because I felt that whatever observer in life, the silent observer that I thought would be there for every moment, that I thought would care, it doesn't care. It's not there. Nobody's watching me have a little snuggle with my stuffy for self-compassion so I can feel like a kid again when I didn't get to feel like a kid as a kid. You're allowed to do the things that make you feel good, as long as they're not harming other people, of course. Please be aware of the impact of your compassionate actions for yourself on other people. It's not really that compassionate if you are harming other people and will then most likely feel guilt for that. Because if you cause harm, maybe there's a reason that you feel guilty. I invite you to have compassion by asking those feelings why they're there. and then again choosing self-compassion with letting them go. Some other self-compassionate actions that I do are EFT tapping. There is a channel that I really like to use. I will put that in the description of this video, along with a few of my links, like way to support me just for fun, and a print club membership so you can get paintings, prints of paintings in your mailbox every single month. Anyways, that will be there with the EFT tapping and possibly some other burnout resources that go beyond just compassion. So anyways, that's what I have to say today for self-compassion. It wasn't too much, but no, it was a lot. I'm not gonna put myself down. I'm having self-compassion for what I'm doing now. Everything that I said today, I really mean. And I really mean it today because it's helped me. And if someday it no longer helps me, I'll tell you guys about it then. I'll tell you what it did to me to believe this, if it doesn't work. So far, this has helped me get out of burnout. This recovery cycle, it has got me out of burnout before. I'm in low-level burnout again. That's why I'm doing it again, because I know it works. So I'm not gonna downplay it just because there's a camera here right now. And I feel like I should for you for some reason. No. I have value. What I'm offering to you right now has value because it had value for me. That's why I'm making this video. I'm not going to shy away from that. I'm going to be compassionate for myself right now for the way that I'm showing up. And you can too. I didn't believe I could, but I can. Okay, any other resources? I will put them down there. A couple other people that I want to shout out today are my friend Kairi. They have a shop with beautiful candy that they've sent me, and they're sending me some more soon. I'm so excited to show you guys my new candy. Their shop is in the description. My friend Mem is a frequent sponsor on this channel. Really needs your support. I cannot tell you enough how much it hurts to not be able to help my friend because I need support too. So if you can support all of us, if you can, I'm so grateful for you. I'm so grateful for you. Okay, thank you. I am... I'm gonna rest now. Because I did my compassionate action towards myself. I showed up. Now I'm gonna rest. And I will see you next time to talk about how to notice burnout, where it shows up in sneaky little ways that you wouldn't expect it, all of that good stuff. Anyways, love you. Bye.